What's up, guys? BK here, back on the podcast channel once again. And today we're looking at my predictions for Week 5, 2024 NFL season. Couple things to note before we get into this list. I've never done a video like this before, so best believe next week it's going to definitely look different, as I tweak things and see, how, I should do this. I'm also not going to be including fantasy picks, they'll cover the 2-point spread, for example. Like, let's say Dallas will cover the 2-point spread. I'm not going to include that because I don't do fantasy or I don't play fantasy football. And with all that out of the way, let's hop right into this matchup. So on Thursday Night Football this week, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers facing the Atlanta Falcons. So last week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a pretty good win against Philly, and Atlanta barely squeezed it out. They won the game by a field goal. So I think this is a very even matchup. I had a hard time actually picking who I thought was going to win. So for this one, I'm going to go with Tampa by, I would say, a field goal, 24-21. I think Tampa Bay has a better offense than Atlanta, but I think Atlanta's more well-rounded, as in they have a better defense than Tampa does. But I just think Tampa is just a little bit better than Atlanta is. See, I have them winning at a 52% chance for Tampa. This one, for a lot of people that don't know, Thursday Night Football, if you can't tell by the logo right there, Amazon Prime, so it's going to be on Amazon Prime this week, so on a streaming service. I do have a lot to say about Thursday Night Football, the program itself. I probably will make a video about, the whole history of Amazon Prime taking Thursday Night Football from us. I mean, a lot of people think it's not, a lot of people think it hasn't been that good since it went over to streaming services. I do have some debate about that, too. So I definitely want to make a video about Thursday Night Football being on Amazon Prime, so you guys watch out for that one. All right, so the next game, this will be the first international game of the year. Oh, wait, no, my bad. They already played a game in Brazil already, so this will be the first London game of the year. And in it, we got the Jets taking on the Vikings, even though the Vikings are not the home team. So for this matchup, it's on NFL Network. So if you guys didn't know, any of the international games or any extra games or anything out of the schedule, it will be on NFL Network. So I say that because maybe some of you guys don't have NFL Network on your cable provider or on any services that you use. So I just wanted to let you guys know what network it would be on in case you wanted to watch this game. It might be a masterpiece. So in this matchup, I got the Jets scoring 28 points to the Vikings 35. Now the Vikings are kind of a strange team of itself. So they're one of the two only teams in the league right now that are 4-0 still, and out of all the teams that I thought would be 4-0, I definitely did not think it'd be the Vikings. But I think if all their offensive weapons are in there, like Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, Jordan Addison, my bad, and Sam Darnold's been playing pretty good, surprisingly. I think he finally has found his team that he's going to be good on. So give me them in this matchup, and I think it'd be a good revenge game for him because the Jets were his old team. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers going on the road to face the Chicago Bears. So this is another interesting matchup, kind of a battle of young rookie QB quarterbacks, or maybe not because Andy Dalton will be starting in this game, presumably. But the Chicago Bears, they kind of figured it out last week. Caleb Williams, he seems like he's getting back on track. They're 2-2 still, but I think they could maybe see a wild card spot. I do have them at a 54% chance to win. So give me a 21-28 game. I think now that Carolina has Andy Dalton in there, I think their offensive capabilities will be enhanced. So I think it will be a reasonably close game. But yeah, I do expect Chicago to get some points on the board there. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. So this one, I'm surprised this is a 1 o'clock game because I think this game is going to be pretty good. So it's definitely going to be a shootout, no doubt. And what I mean by shootout is when they score a lot of points and just put a lot of points on the board. However, I think Baltimore has the edge in this one because I just think now they're going to be on this run now. They started off the season with 2 losses, and it was expected. They had a couple of rough games at the beginning. Although the Las Vegas game, they kind of just lost on the last play, really. Yeah, those first 2 games to them really just came down to one play. It was pretty close. So in this one, I think Baltimore will win, but Cincinnati's also been in the same kind of shoes as Baltimore. They had a rough start. They lost their first 3 games. I mean, them being Carolina last week, I think it was just a given. I mean, come on. It's like, what are you going to lose? Let's say, come on, what are you going to lose to Carolina? So, yeah, I got Baltimore by 7 in this one. So, in the next game, we got the Tua-less Dolphins, or maybe not. I don't know. Guys, let me know in the comments down below, because I don't know for sure. Is Tua supposed to be coming back this week? But no matter what, they're going to be going to New England to play the Patriots. Now, this may be interesting, right? Because I have the Patriots with a 55% chance to win, and here's why. Tua, specifically, right? I think for Tyler Huntley, he's still, he really hasn't started in many games. Don't get me wrong. He has started in his fair share of games with the Ravens, but he still, I don't think, could really take the mantle of being like a starter QB in this league. I still think he needs some more reps. And I could say the same for Drake May too, because there were some rumors last week, oh yeah, they're gonna bring him in, and they have brought him in during garbage time, certainly. But I still think they're gonna start Brissett this week, so this may be a surprise, but I'm gonna give the Patriots a win for this one because I think, unlike last year, they actually can score points on offense, and it may be crazy I'm saying that because this is basically the same team from last year. But I just think this team has more of a drive to, do something on offense. So give me them to win this matchup. Next matchup, we got the Indianapolis Colts going to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. I think this might be the first game where Jacksonville wins it. And I saw some the other day, too, on YouTube where Jacksonville has the strangest streak, right? So every time Indianapolis has gone to Jacksonville for the past pretty much 10 years at this point, they've lost. So I think they could possibly keep the streak going. So give me Jacksonville to win this one, and I think they'll win because they're literally 4-0. So I don't think this team's that bad. I just think they've had a very rough schedule to begin the season with. Because right now it's like they're literally the worst team in the league in the power rankings. So I think they're better than that, so give me them to win this week. All right, next matchup, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Denver to play the Broncos at Empower Field. I do like that stadium a lot, so I have Denver with the 3% chance to win, and this is another game. It's like both AFC teams, right? So you think it's on CBS? Well, it turns out it's actually on Fox. So the Raiders kind of are in a sticky situation. I heard recently that Devontae Adams wants to seek a trade from there, and I guess I can understand that. The team's kind of mid at this point. I mean, they've had a couple of good wins, but I don't know how it's going to work out there. So give me Denver to win this one. They're at home. Their defense has been showing up the past couple of weeks. Las Vegas is kind of, splitting apart at the seams as it seems, right? But, I mean, I don't think Bo Nix is, turning out that good, but he's still something, right? I think he can be a starting QB in this league, certainly. And despite the Broncos losing Jerry Jeudy, they still have a lot of good players on offense. All right, so next matchup, we got the Arizona Cardinals going to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. I think San Francisco is a heavy favorite to win this one again at 60%. This is going to be another 405 game, so now they're kind of getting that primetime slot. I don't blame them. San Francisco is probably one of the best teams in the NFL, so I think San Francisco yet again will put up 30-plus points. We got 35 on them and 24 in Arizona because I think Arizona is one of the best offensive teams in the league when Kyler Murray can use Marvin Harrison Jr. and his offensive weapons. And I remember last week against the Patriots, I thought the 49ers, there was a talk around they might lose because they have a lot of players out. I don't think, and I didn't think that was the case, I think Jordan Mason replacing Christian McCaffrey, I think it's a good swap. I think he'll be pretty decent at that position for them. So, yeah, with this game, the San Francisco 49ers will advance to 3-2. Oh, yeah, so they might not even be leading the division right now. So now we're in the 425 window, and in this matchup, we got the Giants going to Seattle to play the Seahawks. I do think Seattle will win this one, and the network is kind of strange for this one. It's on CBS, so the next 2 games are going to be strange for networking. They are going to be on CBS, and I think it's kind of strange because NFC and NFC teams are known to be on Fox. As for the Giants, I think they'll put up 21 points in strictly field goals only because it seems like the only thing they can kick or do at this point is make field goals. I mean, I was watching the Thursday night game last week. Malik Neighbors went out with an injury, so I don't know if he's going to play this week. So I think that would definitely hinder their chances at getting a touchdown. But Seattle, they barely lost to Detroit. I think Detroit did kind of hammer them, but I think they will come out at home and just put up some points on the board. And I have Seattle advancing in this game to 4-1. Yep, there you go. So they might be leading the division. And now we have the Packers going to LA to play the Rams. This is, like I was saying back there, another CBS game at 4:25. So I think Green Bay will win this one because LA, they kind of got handed the injury bug yet again. So they have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp out. So I just think their offense will be severely hindered. And Matthew Stafford is not aging well. He's taken in a lot of injuries. So I think it will be tough for the Rams to win games now for the next couple years unless they draft a QB or maybe tank at this point. But I think the Packers will win this one. This, I think, will be a get-right game for them. And Jordan Love's back, so I think that definitely should help them win. But if Stafford's in there, never doubt their ability, or at least his ability, to try and get in there and find points for the team. So I have it 28-21. All right, now we got the Sunday night game where Dallas is going to be going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. So it was confirmed last week. We did lose Micah Parsons in that game against the Giants. So I think now the team is going to be really shaky. I don't know if they're going to pull out this one. So I got them putting up 24 points, though, because they still do have their offensive weapons in there like CeeDee Lamb. And the Steelers, I think, have probably one of the best defenses in the NFL. And Justin Fields, despite them losing last week and getting that weird fumble, where he was like bending it down over, I think they will win this one. I think that I think the Steelers will be pretty solid this year. And for this game, I think they will pull up 31 points to Dallas's 24. But it seems like whenever it rains in Pittsburgh, like the field gets affected and it affects field goals. So it could be lower, it could be higher on the scoreboard. It just depends on if it rains. And the last game for the week, we got the New Orleans Saints going to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are heavy favorites in this one. I know there was a lot of talk about last week how Mahomes, you could say he might have intentionally injured Rashid Rice, and I think he is a key asset on offense. So they're definitely going to be plugging it to Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce's been kind of nowhere to be seen on the field. I mean, maybe he's not. Maybe he'll lock in this week. I mean, people said that he was locked in last week. He was doing better, but I don't know. It's just whenever Taylor Swift's on the field, or whenever she's at the game, she's on the field obviously, but whenever she's at the games, it's like I feel like now it's like he kind of gets distracted by her and just doesn't do that well. So maybe she'll be there this week, and then maybe he'll underperform, but he's definitely got to, keep going. I mean, I get it. He's getting old, so I don't expect him to get much better, but if you want to win a championship, it's like, the time to get one or the time to, lock in and just start playing good is now, I think. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this week's predictions of what I think the games will look like in the NFL. If you guys liked this video, do your stuff. If you want to like, comment, share, do a lot of stuff, it's fine and dandy with me. And until next time, guys, peace.